Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swamini Namini. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Ajnanatmirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurumilitamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhisam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandegam Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagagana Raghunadantikam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamsa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosude Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhan Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Ishvara Paramakrishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Hare Krishna. My Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 28 slokas in the 3rd chapter, Karma Yoga. So, in the last 2 slokas, Krishna is explaining about this Ahankara, and then Krishna wants us to understand about how the gunas, the 3 modes of material nature, are doing the activities. So that tattva, so that philosophy, that truth, Krishna is explaining to us. So if we know this truth, then we will not be attached. So that's what we studied yesterday. If we know this truth, what truth? If we know that only the 3 modes of material nature are doing everything, we are not doing anything. So when we are not the doer, so then there is no point in ourselves claiming the results. There is no point in ourselves attached to the results or claiming the results when we are not doing when we are not the doers. We are not doing anything. Only the 3 modes of material nature are doing. And of course, those 3 modes of material nature are acting on us because we are attached. Because we are attached, those 3 modes of material nature are doing everything. They are acting on us. So once we get the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so that's what that tattva vittu mahabaho, tattva vittu mahabaho, guna karma vibhagayo, gunaha guneshu vartante, iti matva na sajjate. So gunaha guneshu vartante, iti matva na sajjate. The gunas are going after the 3 modes of material nature, doing everything and doing all the karma. They are doing all the activities. So we are not doing anything. So that's what the other sloka I quoted in the 5th chapter, in the 8th and 9th sloka, Krishna said that naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavidu. So we should manyeta, we should think that naiva kinchit karomiti, I am not doing anything. When we are doing anything, when we are actually doing things in this world, but in reality we should actually think that we are not doing it. So that's why Krishna is saying that naiva kinchit karomi, pasyan, srinvan, sparsan, jikran, astan, gachan, swapan, all those things Krishna is saying that. So by seeing, by hearing, by smelling, by touching, by tasting, all such things we are not doing it. Only indriyani, indriyartesu, vattanta iti dharaya. Only the senses are engaged with the sense objects. Only the senses are going after the sense object. So we should try to become ourselves apart from there, free ourselves from there. So if you think that we are also a part of it, then we are putting ourselves in the trouble's way. So if we think that we are doing it, then we are making big mistake. The biggest mistake we are making is that we are thinking that we are doing it. I am doing it. You are doing it. So we are used to think that way. So all the time in our life, in our day-to-day activities, every day, we always think that we are doing it. We always think that way. So that means we are always making mistakes. That means we are wrong all the time. All the time we are wrong. We need to understand that only these three modes of material nature are doing. So we need to know what mode of nature is influencing a person, or a person is influenced by what mode of nature, and then based on that we know what that person is going to do. So that means we should be able to identify our swabhava. We should be able to understand. So this is a science. So based on the science of Bhagavad Gita, we should be able to identify what our swabhava is. So based on that, it will be done. That's it. Na kartritvam, na karmani lokasya srajati prabhu, na karma pala samyogam, swabhavastu pravartate. Swabhavastu pravartate. So means it is done by the swabhava. The swabhava is based on the three modes of material nature. All the swabhava is based on the three modes of material nature. So that way, we are not doing anything. We are not causing the results. We are not making anyone to do anything. So no one is doing anything. Everything is done by the three modes of material nature. So this is a very, very important, highly technical science Krishna is teaching us in Bhagavad Gita. We cannot get this knowledge from anywhere else. So only in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is very clearly teaching us this science. So that's why Krishna is saying that itimatva na sajjate. So if anyone understands, then he will not be attached. He will not be attached to what we are doing, not attached to the results. So that way, we need to know that we have only the right to perform our duty. Means we need to do our duty very well. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. We have the right. We have the authority to do the duty. We know that we are not doing it. We know that the three modes of material nature are acting, but we have the right to do it. When we do it, so when we are not attached to the results, so that means we don't have the right over the results. So that is the right way of doing it. So the right way of doing it, to get ourselves freed from the material mode of nature, to free from the three modes of nature, the right way of doing it is to understand that we have the right to do it, but we don't have the right to the results. So when we understand that fact, then we are not attached to the results. Then we are no longer forced by the three modes of material nature. So then whatever we do, we are doing it with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So with Krishna's the science, whatever Krishna taught in Bhagavad Gita. So that way, whatever we do, it will make sense. It will be we are doing it. At that time, it is not the three modes of material nature are doing it. We will be doing it if we understand that we don't have the right over the results. So this is what is very important. That's why Krishna is saying that iti matva na sajjati. Because prakriti kriyamanani gunagi karmani sarvasaga. So all the activities are carried out by only prakriti. Only prakriti. The three modes of material nature. Prakriti kriyamanani gunagi karmani sarvasaga. Only a person, because of ahankara, he falsely thinks that I am doing it. So we need to get rid of ahankara. And how we can get rid of this ahankara, nirahankara. So nirahankara, we already studied about, I quoted that sloka yesterday, the second chapter, sloka number 71. Krishna said that nirmamo nirahankara sasantim adhigachati. So the nirahankara is very important. So that means we should be in Krishna consciousness. We should be doing everything for Krishna. We should understand that the three modes of material nature are very strong. And once we surrender into Krishna, once we do everything for Krishna, so then we are freed from the three modes of material nature. We are no longer forced to do anything. So that is the knowledge we are getting from Bhagavad Gita. So that's why Krishna is asking us that don't get attached to our duty. Don't get attached to the result. So we have to do as Krishna is teaching us, as Krishna did it, he was doing it because there is nothing was binding Krishna to do anything. So Krishna was actually free from everything, but Krishna was doing. So like that, we need to understand that we should not be attached to the result, and we should do like Krishna did it. So that's why Krishna is saying that I'm setting an example for others. So you also set an example for others. So what kind of example we can set for others? That means by understanding the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we need to practice Bhagavad Gita. We need to understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then we need to tell Krishna, and we need to spread the message of Krishna. So this should be our primary duty. This should be our primary job. So that means it's a 100% free from three modes of nature. So when we are studying Bhagavad Gita, when we are teaching Bhagavad Gita, when we are talking about Bhagavad Gita, when we are talking about Krishna, so there we are not under the control of the three modes of material nature at all. At that time we are not forced, because we cannot force anybody to think about Krishna, or we cannot force anyone to serve Krishna. So that way we need to understand one thing, that when we are doing service to Krishna, when we are doing all the activities for the satisfaction of Krishna, so that means at that point of time we are not forced by the three modes of material nature. So the Krishna conscious service, the activity what we do for Krishna, by remembering Krishna and doing it for Krishna, so at that time we are freed from the three modes of material nature. So that's why Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that you always work for me, always do everything for me, do everything as an offering unto me. So that's why Krishna is saying repeatedly in Bhagavad Gita, Yat karosi, tat puruso madarpanam. Whatever you do it as an offering unto me. So that's what Krishna is repeatedly saying, because when we do it for Krishna, we are not controlled by the three modes of material nature. So even in the 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told Arjuna that yadahankaram asityam nayotse iti manyase mitya vyavasayaste, then you will be forced to fight by your own nature. So that's what Krishna told Arjuna. So because of ahankara, yad ahankaram asitya, that's what we are studying about ahankara. Correct? In the last two slokas we are studying about ahankara. So Krishna is telling Arjuna that yad ahankaram asitya nayotse iti manyate vityasya vyavasayate. You are actually, because of ahankara, you are saying that I am not going to fight. But prakriti swam niyokshati. So because of the prakriti, because of the three modes of material nature, still you will be fighting, still you will be doing it. So now you just listen to me and fight. So that way you will not be forced by prakriti to fight. You will not be forced by the three modes of material nature to fight. When you are fighting for me, still you will be fighting for me, but you are not under the control of the modes of nature. But if you don't fight for me, but still you will be fighting, but you will be forced by the three modes of material nature to fight. So this is a very important science again. So Krishna is teaching very, very clearly that when we work for Krishna, then we are not controlled by the three modes of material nature. But if you don't work for Krishna, so that means we are forced. We are forced by the three modes of material nature. So that way we should make sure that whatever we do, we have to do it as only for Krishna, only as an offering unto Krishna. Everything should be done only for the satisfaction of Krishna. So if you do like that, then our life will be full of Krishna consciousness, our life will be full of bliss. So then we will no longer be forced by the three modes of material nature. We will be completely freed from the three modes of material nature. So this is what this Bhagavad Gita is about. So Krishna is teaching us that you do everything for me, only for the satisfaction of Krishna. So now for the sloka where we are going to study today, that is the sloka number 29th sloka in the 3rd chapter. We finished 28 slokas in the 3rd chapter, and in the 29th sloka, Krishna is teaching us that Prakrite guna sammuda sajjante guna karmasu tana krishna vido manda krishna vin navicalaye. So Krishna is saying that Prakrite guna sammuda. So guna is the three modes of material nature. Sammuda means confused. That is be fooled. So one who is confused, one who is fooled. One is fooled by these three gunas. So because when the three gunas are doing everything and we think that we are doing it, so that means we are fools. So already Krishna said in the previous sloka, in the 26th sloka, Krishna said that in the 27th sloka, Krishna said that Prakrite kriyamanani gunaiki karmani sarvasa ahankara vimudatma. So already Krishna said vimuda. Vimuda means fool. So when the three modes of material nature are doing everything, and if we think that we are doing it, ahankara vimudatma kartagam iti manyade. So So due to foolishness, we think that I am doing it. So that's what foolishness. So that's what here Krishna is saying that prakrite guna sammuda. Prakrite guna sammuda means being befooled by the three modes of material nature. One will get attached to the guna karmasu. One will get attached to the activities, attached to the results of our activities. That's why prakrite guna sammuda sajjante guna karmasu. So if we are befooled, if we are fooled by the three modes of material nature, then we get attached to the result. Whereas a person devotee of Krishna who who has the full knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, who understands that Krishna is the supreme personality of God, and who is always connected with Krishna, and his only goal is to only please Krishna, and that person is attached, not attached to the results of activities, because and that person is not befooled, not confused by the three modes of material nature, because we are having the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, everything will come to light. We know everything. We know what is right. We know what is wrong. All such things. Because in 15th chapter in one shloka, Krishna is saying that being befooled by the three modes of material nature. So a person actually, when we are changing different bodies and changing, getting different kinds of ears, tongue, nose, and everything. That is Sotram, Chaksugu, Sparsanam, Rasanam, Granam, Evacha, Adhishtaya, Manastaya, Vichayan, Upasevate. So we get different kinds of bodies and enjoy different kinds of sense objects. So all these things are happening, but we are, because of Utramantam Sitamvapi, Gunjanama Gunanvitam, Vimudanana Pasyanti Jnana Chakshusha. So how when we give up one body and get another body, Utramantam Sitam Vapi Gunjanama Gunanvitam and Gunanvitam, and we try to enjoy under the spell of the three modes of material nature, Gunjanama Gunanvitam, Vimudanana Pasyanti Jnana Chakshushaga. So Vimuda, a fool does not see this, whereas a person who has got the eyes of knowledge can see all these things. So that's what Vimudanana Pasyanti Jnana Chakshushaga. So that's what Krishna is saying, that if we have the knowledge, then we will not be attached. So otherwise, if we don't have the knowledge, so then again Krishna said that that is Vimuda Nana Pasyanti. Vimuda means a fool. A fool doesn't see that. So basically, in Krishna's point of view, we need to understand very clearly that anyone who has no knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, anyone who has no knowledge or no idea about this Ahankara, and who thinks that we are the doer, anyone who has no knowledge about the three modes of material nature, so that means he is a fool. That's it. In Krishna's point of view, if someone who doesn't know that there are three modes of nature controlling us, that means it is foolish. So that's why Krishna is saying that Prakrite guna sammuda sajjante guna karmasu tan akritsna vido mandan kritsnavin navichalayet. So akritsna vido means a person who has no knowledge. So that's what Vimuda. Akritsna vido mandan. Mandan means a person who is a lazy person who has no knowledge. So akritsna vido mandan. So tan akritsna vido mandan means a person who has no knowledge and who is a lazy person who has no knowledge will get attached to the results of the activities, because he is confused, he is befooled by the three modes of material nature. So that's what Krishna is saying, that Prakrite guna sammuda sajjante guna karmasu tan akrishna vido mandan. But Krishnavin navichalayet. So Krishnavin means one who has the knowledge, one who understands everything, one who has the complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So he will not be disturbed at all. So navichalayet. He should not get disturbed. He should not get agitated. So that's what Krishna is saying. So Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that having the knowledge of this Bhagavad Gita will help us to get ourselves freed from the three modes of material nature, because we won't get ourselves attached to the results of our activities, because we are already very busy in serving Krishna. We don't have any time to actually think about material sense objects, because that should be the best way of life. But unfortunately, the opposite is true. In this material world, people are so much attached to material sense objects, and they're very busy. So busy all the time. Their schedules are full and their calendar is full. All the time very busy. and working so much, doing so much, so many meetings, going this, there, going here and there, all kinds of, doing all kinds of activities. So they're so busy, but the problem here is that we should be actually busy in serving Krishna. We should be all the time serving Krishna, only busy in serving Krishna, that we should not be able to find any time to serve the senses. We should not be able to any time to go after the material sense objects. We should become so busy in doing that. So then that is the best way of life. That is the best way we to ourselves free from this three modes of material nature. So that way, this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is very, very important, because this makes us become very busy in serving Krishna. So we will become very, very busy, and we will not have any time to think about material sense objects, or go after the material sense objects. So all such things. So that way, this knowledge only is going to help us to become ourselves very busy in serving Krishna. So only this knowledge only can help us, no other way. Because of with this knowledge, we will be able to escape. We will be able to free ourselves from the clutches of Maya, from these three modes of material nature, from the bondage to this material wealth. So all such things are going to be possible only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So that's what we are getting. We are getting every day. We are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are understanding, and we are we are progressing. And by Krishna's mercy, we finished the sloka number 29 today in the third chapter. So I will stop now, and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.